Next guest is the senator driving that hearing. He is Texas Senator John Cornyn, who joins me here in Dallas. Senator, great to see you.
Great to see you. Welcome back home.
I'm glad. Thank you so much. I'm glad to hear about this. I think I speak for many out there in America that say we need real accountability. So tell me how this will begin the process of real accountability.
Well, we need to get past the failures of the media, which were legend, as you pointed out, or the political issue of were you for Biden or against Biden. This is about a constitutional crisis where we basically have an incompetent, mentally incompetent president who's not in charge. So the question is, who is in charge? Whose finger is on the nuclear button or has nuclear codes? Who can declare war? How do we defend the nation when we have basically an absent president? And those are constitutional issues we need to address and correct.
Senator Cornyn, you're not one known for inflammatory language, respectfully. And so when I hear you say today we have a constitutional crisis and whose finger was on the nuclear button, literally who was responsible for war and peace, it's the right exact question to be asking about what happened in this country. Now, the names, to your point out, need to be investigated. Is it chief of staff? Is it the first lady? Is it the first son? But if we find those names, the question then becomes what real accountability can be. Now, we looked this up. Carrie Urban, who's a Fox News legal analyst, we asked what crimes potentially could have been committed. And we're going to share this with the viewers. Here are some crimes on the screen I want you to take a look at that, if these things were done, are potentialities. Forgery. That has to do with the auto pin. Impersonation of a federal officer. Conspiracy to defraud the United States. I looked up some of these crimes today, Senator. Now, the hard thing is there's no jurisprudence and precedent behind a lot of these things.
Right.
But by the letter of the law, these people would be guilty of these crimes.
Well, that's why we've asked Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, to look into this to see what federal laws have been violated. And the ones you mentioned make sense to me. Certainly, we need to ask, have these been violated? But Congress's responsibility is actually bigger than just that. It is to provide oversight and to make sure that there's more transparency for future presidents so we understand how this happened and how can we prevent it from happening again.
Well, I, for one, will take our side of this table, and I will say from our side, the media has to be willing to tell the truth. And I'd like to think that we did that here at Fox News, and shame on those, and reputations never to be recovered. No credibility for those that just now discovered what happened. We hope that on your side of the table, you can help provide real accountability. This is a real danger.
Absolutely.
To America.
Absolutely. This is times of war and peace. Who's the president? Who's signing executive orders? You mentioned the auto pen. Who is running the country? Right. Those are things that ought to concern every American.
Before you run and before you get back to D.C., let me just ask you really quickly about the big, beautiful bill. There's several senators who have said, for various reasons, by the way, some are concerned about Medicaid cuts. Some are concerned the cuts aren't deep enough, the savings to the deficit not serious enough. Where do we stand? You can see on the screen those senators that have publicly professed their concern about the bill. Where do we stand on the bill?
Well, we have 53 Republicans, and we need to get to the magic number 51, which means that we're going to have to get virtually everybody on board. But I think looking at building on what the House has done in terms of savings, Elon Musk and Doge have identified incredible examples of egregious misspent taxpayer dollars. Kevin Hassett, who was just on your show, talked about that and talked about the rescissions and the like. There's a lot of work that we can do to build on what the House did and get it to the president.
Those rescission bills only require 51 senators as well. And so here's hoping that the one coming now for $9.4 billion is just the start, that hopefully you'll be having to vote on dozens and dozens of those rescission bills. All right, Senator Cornyn, it's great to see you. Thank you so much.
Good to see you, Will.